If your determination is fixed, I do not counsel you to despair. Few things are impossible to diligence and skill. Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Samuel Johnson. My friends, I apologize for the show not getting out yesterday. I am afraid I was in my sick bed all day. Same kind of repeat that I had a couple of months ago when I came down with pneumonia, but I got on this a lot quicker. Still not feeling anywhere near 100%, but I came in today just to get this out for you guys because it's important and I'm dedicated to doing it, and I just physically could not do it yesterday. But I can today. I'll do my best if you will bear with me. What do we see going on? Well, we see everything down for the day. We see the SPY down 0.64%. And what do we see happening as far as the weekly candle goes? The high last week was, let's get it up here, was 445.94. High this week, 447.11. So we have hit a higher high and looked like we were getting closer and closer to a crossover going up, but just did not happen. And now ever so slightly, that price percent oscillator is trying to pull away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator just about flat, may have gained a little bit. But again, that divergence is still in effect. What about the 2-day chart? We go there and we can see on the latest 2-day chart, which of course represents Tuesday. Again, Monday, the Friday-Monday candle was an up candle. This Tuesday candle, though, is a down candle, a red down candle. The first we've seen solid red down candle other than the doji back on the 2nd of August, the first that we have seen really going all the way back to the 19th of July. Price percent oscillator is not rotating over going down yet. It could. Derivative oscillator still positive, lost a little bit of energy. We'll see what happens when this candle finishes drawing, but it has pushed through the trend line, a nice trend line connecting 8 days of strong up movement. On that half-day chart, you can see where we had a little bit of a blip there on Monday morning, up Monday afternoon, and then popping over down Tuesday. And, of course, we see the price percent oscillator crossing over, going down in the morning, as did the derivative oscillator, and accelerated down in the afternoon. That's where we are on the S&P 500. Now, the NASDAQ 100 down 0.88% for the day. And of course, it too is pushing through the weekly trend line. Price percent oscillator on this is still positive, but heading down. Derivative oscillators positive, losing upward momentum. We go, and that's just 2 days in, of course. We go to the 2-day. And what do we see there? Well, we're going to have to redraw this 2-day trend line if there's really not any way to do it. Not really. Can't draw a trend line on the new candle since it's only half drawn. It'll just move around on us. But we do see price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line, derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. So, of course, we're not in the Qs trade because of that rotation over. Gave us warning back on the 2nd of August. And what about the half day? Well, of course, it is heading down. Monday down in the morning, a little bit of a recapture in the afternoon. And then, of course, down Tuesday morning and afternoon. Price percent oscillator gaining, heading down, derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. So that's where we are on stocks, losing a little bit of energy. What about bonds? Bonds down just a little bit, 0.04%. Green candle for the week. Price percent oscillator still positive. Derivative oscillator positive, losing some momentum. Of course, last week we blew through, oops, I didn't mean to mess with the 2-day trend line. Last week we blew through what had been a beautiful trend line, a big down week last week. This week, maybe trying to recover some. We'll see how that continues to go. What about the 2-day? And I can redraw that again better if possible, not too much. But we see, of course, the Friday, Monday was an up candle, spinning top with a long wick on the top. This one is a green up box, a green up candle, no wick on the bottom, wick on top. Price percent oscillator flat, derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. So we'll keep our eye on things. What are we looking for here? Well, of course, a potential 2-day crossover. Don't know that'll happen tomorrow. It's a lot of up movement the price percent oscillator would have to do for that to happen, but we'll keep looking for it. What about the half day? Of course, it crossed over back on the afternoon of Friday the 13th, then up in the morning on Monday, sideways in the morning on Tuesday, and then up a little bit, trying to move up a little bit in the afternoon, but not enough to recover, still down 0.04. So keep an eye on things and see if a 2-day recross is in the works to watch bonds start moving up again. Not yet. Maybe it'll be happening in the not too distant future. Let's go to gold, down 0.15% for the day. Nonetheless, we have a green up box trying to form a small one. We look at the price percent oscillator, still heading down a little bit negative, still heading down a little bit, not quite flat. Derivative oscillator negative, losing downward momentum. We go to the 2-day. What do we see? Well, going into the 3rd day of up movement on the 2-day chart, as far as the candles go, price percent oscillator negative, but heading up. Derivative oscillator negative, losing downward momentum. So we'll continue to watch and see how this is going to go for us. Keep waiting for, of course, a crossover going up. If there's enough momentum in that 2-day, at some point it can turn the weekly over. Look at the half-day chart. Of course, it rotated over going up back on the 13th, Friday the 13th in the morning, up some in the afternoon, and up on Monday in the morning, sort of then petering off, and then down a little bit on Tuesday. So that's where we are as far as gold goes. Lastly, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. Not a lot of movement at all in Bitcoin, down 0.58%. Now, it could be 5.8%. It's not. It's 0.58%, so down a little more than 0.5%. Have a green up candle trying to form for the week, of course. As you look, you can see it's not reaching a higher high yet. Price percent oscillator, of course, did cross over. I know a bunch of you guys were, of course, waiting for that. How many of you jumped into it and are looking to ride that up? We look at the 2-day chart. What do we see there? We see, again, green candles moving up, but not reaching a higher high yet. Let's see. Let's just make positive. 46,281, 46,478, 46,588. So yes, we're not reaching a higher high yet. Again, I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading that right. Yeah. So not reaching a higher high yet on that 2-day. And you can see that in the fact that the price percent oscillator lost a little bit of energy. Derivative oscillator did too. Half-day chart. You can see where things have peaked and then sort of meandering along, hopefully going to digest those gains and then gather some speed and jam up again, like we saw when we had that last weekly vertical crossover going up on Bitcoin. It was beautiful. So that's where we are, folks, as we end the day. I'm about at the end of my rope. I just, again, recovering. Thank you for all the concerns. I appreciate everybody concerned about me. I'm okay. You don't have to be worried anymore. Gonna get better and gonna keep doing this for you. Thank you so much to everyone who supports us at Patreon. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for everything. God bless you, my friends. All the best from all of us here at chartingwealth.com.